What happens when a woman, no one expected, walks into a room built for one man's voice and, without raising hers, changes everything? The moment Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett stepped into that ballroom, every head turned not because she shouted, but because she didn't. The air in the K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center was thick with the usual pre-Trump energy, a mix of adrenaline, performative loyalty, and the restless buzz of people waiting for a show. Reporters adjusted their mics, volunteers hustled with clipboards, and vendors hawked Trump-branded merchandise like it was concert merch. The crowd was a mosaic of American extremes: retired oil riggers in starched jeans, Gen Z influencers live streaming, 2 followers, and die-hard MAGA fans who'd driven hours just to be in the same room as their icon. Everyone knew the script by now. Trump would take the stage, the crowd would roar, and the news cycle would spin another day. Then she walked in. Jasmine Crockett wasn't on the program. She wasn't even supposed to be there. But there she was, freshman Congresswoman, South Dallas native, and the kind of Democrat who didn't bother with She didn't storm in, she didn't wave a sign, she just appeared, like a shadow slipping through a crack in the door. The first ripple of confusion hit the front rows. A woman gasped. A man in a "Don't Tread on Me" shirt squinted, then muttered, "Is that Trump?" Noticed her before security did. Mid-sentence, his smirk faltered. "What's this?" he said into the mic, voice dripping with that trademark mix of amusement and irritation. "Somebody forget to check the guest list." The crowd tittered on cue, but the laughter was thin. Security moved in, shoulders squared, earpieces crackling. Crockett didn't flinch. She raised a single hand, not defiant, just steady, said, "Give me 60 seconds, then I'll leave." The room held its breath. What followed wasn't a speech, it wasn't a protest. It was something quieter, rare, a woman speaking like she had nothing to prove. "I didn't come here to change your mind," she said, voice clear as a bell in the hushed room. "I came here to remind you that the people you disagree with are still people. No theatrics, no slogans, just truth." Served calm, and for once, the room listened. Trump's face was unreadable. His base shifted in their seats. A man in a red golf shirt stood up, hands, said, "Respect." That one word, from a stranger in a Trump crowd, hit harder than any applause. By the time Crockett walked out, the energy in the room had shifted. Not a seismic quake, but a subtle tilt, like a ship adjusting its course. Then the cameras caught it. The clip spread like wildfire. Democrat silences Trump crowd without raising her voice. The internet exploded. Left-wing Twitter called it courage. Right-wing pundits called it a stunt. But the people who'd been in that room, they couldn't stop talking about how it felt like someone had opened a window in a stuffy room. Backstage, Trump fumed. She planned that, he snapped 2/8. Nobody's that calm unless they've rehearsed. But his team couldn't spin it. The footage was too clean, too raw. Crockett hadn't crashed the event. She'd been invited by a Republican staffer. She hadn't yelled, she'd spoken, and worst of all, she hadn't stuck around to gloat. By midnight, the takes were flying. "A masterclass in grace under fire," wrote one columnist. "A woke ambush," spat a talk radio host. But in living rooms and barbershops, the real conversation was simpler. Why did this feel so different? Maybe because, in a world where everyone's screaming, the quietest voice can be the most shocking. Now, over to you. What's harder, shouting your truth, or speaking it so softly the world has to lean in to hear? Drop your thoughts below.